Max, what if I do a little one of these when I'm talking?
You can pretty much only walk between Max and Kyle.
Yeah, actually, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's like 100 different lights. I just blinded myself.
Purple's not your color.
Yeah, no, it's not. All right, so learned a lot of intelligent apps and other things tonight. We're gonna dumb this one down a little. Nice. Okay, I'm talking Donald Trump dumb. Something that he himself could learn how to use. So, this is the project that myself, Max, Devin, and Kyle came up with. We'd started with a completely different idea, but changed midway. We were trying to use a Wikipedia API to call out music from a certain location, but the API got really screwy, so Trump, right? It makes perfect sense. So, essentially, this is a little, honestly, it's a small thing. We could demonstrate in about 30 seconds, so just gonna let you guys enjoy it. Why did we do this, right? Really, it's about just, whatever side of the political fence you lean. Donald Trump is an enigmatic character. He stirs a lot of controversy. He stirs a lot of emotions no matter what you feel about him. And it seems that the overwhelming majority of people are offended by Donald Trump in some way. So this is asking really a basic question. Has Donald Trump offended you today? And you're going to help us answer that question. So I need a volunteer, just say a name.
Richard here.
Richard here. Devin, take it away. Type in his name. All you're doing is you're visiting the page. You start by typing your name. And again,
am I now going to be tracked by the NSA?
You're not going to be tracked by the NSA.
You are wiretapped.
We're still figuring out some of the spacing. So, what comes up is Trump saying, "Dumbass Richard will not report the highly respected new national poll that just came out." Okay? So, Richard, I gotta...
That's a pretty good impression. Not bad.
I'm so happy this is recording. Did this offend you? This quote. Sure. That's a quiz to a yes in my book.
Yeah.
So Devin, hit yes and then explain what's going to happen after this.
Okay. Well, wait. First of all, the quote here. You did the API, the Trump API.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we use this Trump API. Basically, it you put in the name, it just randomly generates a quote. It always says some sort of offensive adjective combined with a strange political verb phrase like respecting new national poll that just came out. Anyway, when you press yes, basically there's this bear here inspired by this what was it?
Well, like when you're in a courtroom and the judge pulls out the bear. and the bear asks, where did it hurt? Where did it hurt you? We want people to tell us where it hurt them.
Yeah.
Right?
So here's the intention was that there would be kind of like an ammunition rack of different kind of band-aids that you could pick. We just have this one for now. It's pretty good. And you click on the band-aid.
Is that Band-Aid or Oxycontin? I can't tell.
It could be either.
Nice.
Clicking?
I don't know if I'm clicking.
You have to physically press down.
Yeah, try that.
I know if we're clicking, it's back.
Click that first and just like that. Yeah, either way.
Anyway,
Right.
it's not doing it. I just published it. It's
Explain the process.
Here's what
How you do it.
So basically, we were trying to get it so these band-aids stick on here, and then you would mouse over them, and it would say the quote and the person that got offended, and then the band-aids are all stored in Firebase, and it has the coordinates. So when you reload the page, all the band-aids are there, and it saves the image as well. So you can basically click through and see who got offended by what and whatnot. Yeah, but I don't know what happened. It just broke for some reason.
Well, you're using so there's something new in HTML5 that we learned about. It's called Canvas.
Oh yeah, so Canvas.
Yeah, why don't you
basically
explain
the
that?
problem that I ran into was that you actually. So I didn't want people to be able to click over here in the white space or over here. So you have to draw the image onto a canvas, and then the canvas is basically an object that stores all information for each pixel in the thing. So you can't actually just mouse over an image and get the color that's there as if you could get the coordinates, because that type of information isn't actually held anywhere. It's just kind of written out and then it's just gone basically. So yeah, you put the canvas and you need to draw the picture onto the canvas. And I used a use a function to get the data from the canvas. Then the first 3 indexes in the array are the RGB values. Then I use another function to convert those RGB values into a hex code, and then it checks the hex code in the if statement, and it puts the Band-Aid on if it's one of the shades of brown or black.
Simple,
when
right?
we started using the canvas and then putting it into the styling stuff, it all just kind of like broke, and that's how it works anyways.
Right, yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. So,
You have to go to the no.
yeah, exactly. We do have a function that Max helped build if you click on no, because sometimes you may be not offended by something Trump says.
Yeah,
So
can
why don't
we run through it again and
Yeah,
go through
let's
now?
do it. All right. Alex, we're going to do you.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
There we go.
Oh, well.
So now, we must, you know what it is, we must be using an old file.
It probably didn't publish up to GitHub.
That's
Like GitHub
probably what it
pages.
is.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
probably
You want to
what
go get your computer?
Okay.
And plug it in?
Yeah, let's
Show it off?
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, a GIF is going to appear when you hit the no button. Can you tell us how you did that, Max, while you set that up?
Actually, I created the API random GIF of Trump. So once you hit the no button, the GIFs come up and it will show a random Trump GIF.
Yeah, can you plug your computer in, Devin? Yeah, it's working on his computer, so we're gonna.
Do you have an HDMI port?
If we could do that.
I don't know why it was.
Well, I know that the
Because
small
I'll just run it.
Yeah. Much like a lot of Trump, it's a little bit broken. But can you guess what side I'm on?
Okay.
Great. So let's start at the beginning. Type in Alex.
Fresh.
Trumpy Mumpy. So you're gonna read it. So scroll down. So there you go. So it's gonna give you the quote, and there you go. Now you can place the band-aids wherever you want. And those are going to save in Firebase. So see, when we refresh it, we're fixing the div so that it doesn't, it's not just at the very top. It's going to write somewhere else. But you'll see that it's going to be consistent across all the refreshes. So we have Alex Rosie, and if he says no, he's not offended, you look and say, "Oh man, we're so close." It must something must be off. But yeah. Hey, I don't think so.
They broke it.
Right, a random gift for Trump. You use your imagination at your discretion. So, you want to, Kyle, you want to talk more about how you found the API and like what you did to get it? Like, it was pretty simple to use, right?
Yeah, the API was easy to use, but we started off trying to use one to get your IP address, and then use Wikipedia to find like bands in the area, and that was just way too complicated because there's no like set database within. Like if you're in Idaho and you're using Wikipedia, like for your location, there's nowhere for it to be like, okay, well, bands in Idaho are around here. Like it was just way too complicated. So I don't know how I specifically got on the Trump API. I don't know if I just Googled funny APIs or something, but
It was you. You came up with it.
Yeah,
So.
we came out.
Yeah. Just so you know, guys, he came up with it, not me. I'm just talking about it.
Yeah, so once I saw that, I was like, all right, well, this one, everyone loves memes, so we're pretty much making a meme up
Right.
here, kind of, so. Yeah, that's pretty much how we
So
got
there's
it.
a Trump API.
Yes.
It's called What Would Trump Think?
Yeah.
Is the API.
Like that's the thing that wrote out
Right, like that.
crooked is a crooked insert name here is an establishment taupe.
Is it pulling things out that Trump actually said? and just
I think it's a
adding
mix of stuff like he has said and,
Right.
stuff that he would say and everything, and like.
Limits the vocabulary to about 400.
They're giving him ideas.
Yeah. I honestly think it's probably pulling something from Twitter, like some of his tweets. We don't know if that's actually happening, but it sounds based on the length of responses that it's something like that. So again, this is something a little bit fun. It's supposed to really get people. So now if we're going to develop this a little bit further, right? It's supposed to get people collaborating. They're seeing they're seeing a lot of band-aids on that teddy bear, which means he's offending a lot of people. We would want to add more location-based services to the HTML, so that now you can see people from around the country, around the world even, are being offended. And then maybe if it were to become so used, it would get Donald Trump's attention himself, and then he can confront his own demons online head on. And and then maybe he can tweet about us, and we can become semi-famous, and then maybe someone will pay us some money. So that's really the goal here. Some challenges we hit too. Obviously, we had a lot of trouble with the GitHub and pulling and merging
Oh, yeah, that was
because
a nightmare for us. That caused a
Yeah.
lot of problems with this, as you can see. With
that's why, because we're using like because I think and maybe, I don't know if you guys could talk about this kind of practice too. Is it sounds like it'd almost be better to write something. Then if someone wants to edit that, don't make any more changes to that until they edit it, which is hard to do when you're not all together all the time. And we stayed in constant communication, but as the ideas changed and we're trying to build stuff that we never built before, it became kind of confusing and challenging. But that was a challenge for us, and we've overcome it as much as we possibly could. And we really just want to make you guys laugh and have a little fun with this project. So. Yeah.
I actually have a question.
Yes.
How do you save the Band-Aid position on the teddy bear in Firebase?
So basically when you do a click handler, you can find the position inside of the object, and then when you write to Firebase, you just need to save the numbers, and then you can rewrite it out.
it gives you like the XY coordinates of
Yeah.
where they actually click.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What we were figuring out with the div placement was that it's still limited in that it writes from the top left. So we wanted to rewrite over all of this, or even put it below all these, but we couldn't get the coordinates where it's gonna say okay, right to the bottom right.
Canvas. So Canvas,
Yeah.
for some reason, the default setting, if you put it in a div, it doesn't write inside the parent. It just starts writing at the very top of the page.
Yeah, exactly.
But the canvas itself will appear where you think it should be, but the actual pixel data is at the top of the page. So then when you try to go and click on it, it's not even there, and it's just what is happening right now? That's what I just learned today.
Yes.
Yeah, again, I don't understand it. It's such a simple concept. It should be easier, right?
Right.
I did this, uploaded.